They're laughing because I was recording something and I wasn't actually recording. So this is what I put up with trying to. I mean, I've been ready to do the Eldorado Report. It's 2 after 10. We're not on yet. We're not on yet. And this is where our crew is. Okay.
Not totally.
Not totally. And they're all up here laughing, probably talking about me. Okay. Look at what I did this morning. I got like a janky.
Sonny, you see it?
It's your fault, Sonny.
It's that coffee. You're jerky.
Yeah, I just pull up. No, I shaved. Like I tried to do a line, you know, and I got to get a better shower mirror because it was all fogged up. And I came down here and dipped down, so I got like a piece cut out of my beard.
They have the mirrors that get rid of fog and have a light. My mom got one for Christmas.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I have one in my shower that's supposed to be fogless, but oddly enough, after you use it for a while, it's not fogless anymore. It's fogless.
Rain-X, that works.
Yeah, there you go. That's smart.
Useful advice that you get.
Phenomenal.
That's why you're my office manager. Squirt your shower mirror with Rain-X. Dude. All right, I'm calling Steph and she'll take care of that. So you don't cut a Z in your fro or your beard.
Oh, yeah, we were to give him a gift card.
What are you talking about?
It's like a little tweezer thing, and you just roll it, and it pulls your beard. Like for people who have mustaches.
You talking about like the Raleigh fingers, like the picture who had a twirls in his mustache?
No.
There are girls that have.
Women who have mustaches.
Yeah.
Because of hormone, it's a thing.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
It's like a little bean. I'll bring it in. It's like a little beanie thing, and you roll it, and it pulls the hair off.
They do that.
It hurts.
They do that with bread.
Yeah.
Or we can send them to
the mall with
Gastonia,
Yeah.
the Eastern
With the
Mall, to that
strings.
salon.
Yeah.
They have those strings.
That feels like
they
your
twist and
skin's
then-
burning.
And they
By
arch
the
your
way.
eyebrows and trim your
This is
mustache
quite a
and
different intro to our morning.
Oh,
production.
I don't even know what any of this is about, but
You're surrounded by women.
Yeah,
A wife, 4 daughters, and 4 co-workers, 5, 6, 7.
okay. So I've learned so much today. Thank you very much. Okay, we're gonna go. Let's go do the show. You ready? All right. So hey, this is Greg McIntyre with the Eldorado Report. It is January 5th, 2018. Oh my gosh, I'm getting old. Beats the alternative. And this is our first Eldorado Report of the year. And we wanted to come to you with a new thing that we are doing, which is putting out a new book called Hometown Heroes. And I wanted to showcase that and show that to you. I'll edit in some graphics of the book and show you just how far it's come along. But I'll show you just right now. This is the cover. This is the completed cover, front, spine, and back that we have. And I'm very proud of that cover. Very proud of the cover. You know, it's just, I like the design of the cover. And it's heroic stories from brave men and women with a bonus chapter on Veterans Aid and Attendance Pension Benefits. So, and it has a foreword from American Legion Post 82 Commander Evan Thompson, okay? So, and it's by me, VA certified and elder law attorney. And I'm very proud of this one. Very proud of Saving the Farm also, the other book that we've written on estate planning benefits and other issues with seniors that they deal with the legal maze of aging America. But this one specifically focuses on veteran stories. In fact, it has a multitude of veteran stories. Right now it's sitting at about 273 pages long. So I think I need to do what Stephen King in his writing process would call trimming the fat. I read a great book one time by Stephen King called On Writing, O-N Writing, okay? So it's a great book on Stephen King's writing process. And what he does is he just takes, he has a regimented writing process where he gets up early in the morning and he sits in this kind of attic-y office room that overlooks a yard and with a window, and he types, you know, up and just kind of vomits out, literally is what his language, out on paper, all the ideas in his head toward a subject or toward the book, and develops the characters and just kind of writes it as one run-on process, getting it out of his head. And then he goes back and edits it, okay? And then he prints it and sends it out to 5 friends who are very good editors, and sends them a pack of red pens, and they mark it up and mail it back to him. And then after they finish that process, he's able to compile those edits, take those into consideration. Some he likes, some he doesn't, and he calls it trimming the fat. So he'll trim it down, this kind of bloated book, he'll trim it down to something that really gets rid of the unneeded content, and then he goes through it. Now this is all, he goes through it again and edits it. This is all before he sends it to an actual publisher who has a professional editor there who goes through it as well and negotiates what goes out or comes into the book. So he'll, and if you can imagine, if you've seen King's book, some of them like the Dome, it's like over 1,000 pages, I think. And it took me a while to read that one. But that's just par for the course for him. He has those ideas flowing, great on character development. This is not a fiction book. This is a nonfiction book. But on writing, I would recommend that for anybody who's an aspiring writer or wants to write. I dabble in it from time to time, and I enjoy it. And I'm not putting out a Stephen King novel, but it's a great editing process that he has in there, and I do the same thing. I have a set list of friends and family that are great editors that I send it to before it goes into the publishing process, and I get it back, and I send that pack of red pens. So that's what we'll be doing this month with Hometown Heroes. Hometown Heroes, we have the cover completed. That's actually my grandfather, J.C. Horn, on the front cover when he was in the Army in World War II. And he is the featured cover image. And this is the 3rd book published by Shelby House Publishing, okay? And we've got a 4th coming out, probably start the publishing process. It's already written. We need to do there's a rough draft called Rockstar Business that'll be coming out in February. And we have, there'll be a table of, well, actually, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. Front cover image bio section. That tells all about the front cover image, where it was taken, who it was about. And then we have a foreword by Evan Thompson, post-82 American Legion commander. And so that's the foreword. Then an introduction written by me. And then it starts with the stories, which are veteran stories based off interviews that I've done with a number of veterans over the last couple of years. And also has pictures by them. We've gotten most of the pictures in from everyone, but we're getting captions for all those pictures, because just like the front cover image is featured within the text, instead of just having the pictures at the end of the chapter or the story for that veteran, we want to tell a little bit about what that picture is and what it means, and disperse it throughout the text in areas that make sense. So this one's on Jim the Tar Heel Terror Harden, who is a World War II and Korean War fighter pilot. And Jim has some really good stories about being chased while in North Korean territory and all these other things. Just all these stories from literal war heroes and other heroes, veteran heroes who served in the military, about their service. And all the stories are listed from oldest to newest, okay? When I say oldest, I mean the veteran service time. So when the veteran served, okay? So it would be listed from the time the veteran served. So Jim served first before anybody else, okay? And then it would go to the next one, which I think is my grandfather, and then it goes to down from there. So we have 20 plus veteran stories in there. And then there's also in the end, there's a chapter on Veterans Aid and Attendance Benefits. Veterans Aid and Attendance Pension Benefits. So Veterans Aid and Attendance Pension Benefits, I thought it was appropriate to put that in the book as well. And that's why on the cover it says, with a bonus chapter on Veterans Aid and Attendance Pension Benefits. Veterans Aid and Attendance Pension Benefits is a little known benefit that almost 70 million veterans and their spouses or spouse of a deceased veteran are eligible for nationwide, okay, or worldwide, depending if they, maybe they don't live in the States anymore, but are eligible for that based on their service, and they don't know it, okay, or don't take advantage of it. So Veterans Aid and Attendance Pension Benefits is a benefit that is available to veterans, spouses of veterans, or spouse of deceased veterans that have been in the active duty military 90 consecutive days, one of those days during a wartime event, okay? And, as laid forth by VA. And that's a pension benefit that can offer from approximately $14,000 to $34,000 per year, depending on the situation, for a veteran. And a lot of times it's a veteran who might want, needs some help at home a little bit. Could just be by family members from time to time, or a spouse that's helping care for a veteran at home, on up to assisted living or nursing home care. And it can absolutely help add needed income to a family. Also, it can help pay for assisted living or nursing home care, okay? Hey, Hayden, I thought you'd jump in the picture with me.
Well, I was enjoying what you were saying.
Yeah.
Because I'm not familiar with how you're putting this together in
Right.
chronological order. But what about Jim? He was in World War II in Korea. How do you just go ahead and put him in the...
He's the first story because he was actually the first one. So it's dates of service is how we've listed all the stories from dates of service. So we didn't know how to favor veterans, and we didn't want to just say wartime veterans and non-wartime veterans. That's an important point because whether you were in during wartime or not, you were part of, or if you were a fighter pilot, a frontline guy with a machine gun in his hand, or if you were a cook on a ship or on a base, it doesn't matter. Or if you were serving on a base in the Midwest, okay, Air Force Base, you were part of the machine, the military machine. You signed up to give your life, okay, if necessary for this country, and you're part of what keeps this country safe, and that's very important. So we don't want to give deference or favor one veteran over another. I just don't agree with that.
Well, one of the things that you told me, which was enlightening, it should have occurred to me, having thought the thing through, was that the Army is like a big city. Any job that is done in a town or a
Army
city,
and Navy.
in any service.
Yeah, any branch of service.
Yeah, they have to have plumbers and carpenters and all types of workers. So you
When I was
can
in the Navy,
actually-
I have firsthand experience on that one.
Right.
But I assume that other bases are similar in that respect. Yeah, on every base it is a city. It's a
Cooks and
functioning
laundry
base.
and all
Yeah.
of these processes.
A
have to be
ship,
done,
an
yeah.
aircraft carrier is the same way. You'll find great cooks on the aircraft carrier. Even on the base, you have the Navy has CBs, which are kind of the engineering wing that builds everything, bases and forward bases and camps and everything else. The Army would have similar crews that built everything. So we interviewed Marty Mangiello?
Mangiello,
Yeah, and Marty went to school in the Navy. They sent him to hotel management training, right? Because there
haven't
are
read that chapter
hotels.
yet.
There are hotels on the bases, and then trained him to cook as well. And he ended up in the White House kitchen as the head chef, and at Camp David.
Camp David.
Okay, both of those places during his service, cooking for multiple presidents throughout their.
And he's now an
tenure.
owner of an historic inn.
Yeah, sure.
And so that.
And now in the
point is
private
that
world,
you can actually,
He is cooking and managing his own bed and breakfast.
Sure.
Right? Cooking there and managing his own bed and breakfast. So yeah, I mean, so it a lot of the value, it's a good point, a lot of the value you get, that I get from the stories, whether it's wartime or non-wartime veterans, is how the military instilled in them work ethic, also training that carried over into their private civilian lives and helped them succeed there too, and gave them so much to succeed with.
I assume I'm like a lot of people, not ever giving that much thought, but if you're hiring someone and you want experience, that's hands-on, active experience. So that makes, to me, sense to interview veterans for jobs.
Oh yeah, I mean electronics jobs, things like that. I mean, electricians. You think about it. I mean, coming out, you have great training, and no place better in the world that will give young people a ton of responsibility and just throw you to the wolves. Literally, I mean, you got people with experience there to help you, but they will delegate a ton of responsibility to a young person. Then in the private sector, you would never think about handing off these responsibilities to young people, okay, to really young people. But they do it, and they do it well. They have a system that works. So when you have that responsibility placed on your shoulders, it forces you to either perform or not, right? Crack or perform and learn and move forward. So.
And the crack was not always good if you didn't perform the duties.
There are systems in places. There are consequences if you don't perform your duties. Absolutely, that's very true.
This has really been amazing to me. Just reading some of these things and
sure.
Just listening to some of the interviews, and now collecting captions, talking to them about what each photograph meant.
Right.
So I really enjoy this. I can't wait till the book's done.
Mm-hmm.
I really can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, we're close. We've got we're at about 273 pages right now. And if we do other interviews, we talked about doing a few other interviews. We'll talk about that after the show.
Sure.
But if we do other interviews, and it will balloon to more than that, we'll have to cut it down. So, I want it to come in to around the same size as Saving the Farm. And Saving the Farm is about 200 pages. 193. Saving the Farm is 193. Okay, 193.
And it's going to be hard to cut because everybody's story is so individual, and there are points in each story that you don't want to lose as part of the.
Well, as you add in pictures, it lengthens it. I've added some things in that have lengthened it, not meaning to. But I think it's important. I also want to give nice color copies to the families of everybody that was interviewed, right? And I think that'll be a nice piece for the family also.
Oh yeah.
So I'm very proud. I'm excited about this coming out. Okay, and I can't wait for you to get your copy. And it'll have a nice updated chapter, okay, with new figures for 2018 on veterans aid and attendance pension benefits, and that I think will really help give information and break down what those benefits are and how to apply for them. And also another project of mine this year that we need to talk about in the next hour off camera is I want to update Saving the Farm. We're going to redesign the cover and also update all the numbers in the book and just update it. I've got to go from beginning to end. That'll be my new project, okay? So,
I love this book.
yeah.
I can't even think about changing it, but
Yeah,
I
I want to update it. I want to keep updating it every couple of years because laws change and the numbers change. So anyway.
And one thing you mentioned about aid and attendance, there are some people who have come to us who have been denied, and you have been able to work with them and work with VA.
That's true.
And create a plan to help them qualify.
Well, I mean that's really where I do my work as the attorney.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where my work is justified and done. Is the legal work and the maneuvering under the rules to show VA that they are truly qualified, rather than just saying these are the limits and we don't meet it, right? And we turn around and give up, right? That's like saying I don't know, I've got to run a mile and I just can't do it, so I give up, right? However, if you if you trained a little bit, or if we did a little bit over here, or moved, changed a little something, then you could get that, you could achieve that goal, right?
Yes.
And that's just an example. So there's many things you can tweak, or there's a roadblock on the road, so I just can't do that. I give up.
Stop.
Right, you just stop and turn around and go home. You turn around and go home, right? Well, I have the bulldozer that can come in and move that rock, right? There's a solution there. We solve those problems.
And you work with the Veterans Administration and people like that all the time.
We do. I mean, that's who I'm a certified attorney through the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. So I not only work with them, I'm certified by them, and that's where the application's put in. So we have to work with them. I mean, that's what we do. Yeah. So thank you, Hayden. And this has been the Elder Law Report this morning for McIntyre Elder Law. And I'm Greg McIntyre, Lawyer Greg, the Elder Law guy.
I'm Hayden Soloway.
I'm
for Greg.
She's Batman, Hayden Solly, and I'm Robin. Okay.
No, I'm not
No?
driving the car.
Yeah, you drive
know
the
my
car.
history with
You drive
cars.
the car.
I'll be Robin.
I'll wear the tights.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right. Have a nice day, and I'll see you next week. Same time, same bat channel. 10 a.m. on Friday. And I guess it'll be January 12th then. Oh my gosh, time's flying. All right.
Holy
Bye. Until next
January,
week.
Batman.
Holy
It's going
cow.
fast.